Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. It's been 7 months since my last path video, and as I'm recording this, it has been exactly 1 year since my first winter path video went up on my channel, and I personally feel like that's way too long and that kind of should be illegal. So here we are today, finally talking about some pathing and some different codes again. I'm super excited. And now, as always with these videos, a little disclaimer at the very start, I made none of these codes myself. Instead, they're from incredibly talented people from the community. I will put all the creator codes as well as their social media, as far as I can find it, down in the description box below. So if there's anything here that you like, go ahead and check that out. And like I mentioned before, I have made a video like this before on my channel. I will link that down below, so I hope that there's something in there as well that you'd like to see. But of course, today we're also looking at very different versions. So there's going to be something with dirt, something with bricks, etc. So I hope that there's something for everyone. And now, without further ado, let me show you kind of my setup. Now, as always with my path code videos, I will show you this kind of top-down view so that you can kind of judge the path code against the color of the snow, which of course in winter is just like a white and gray. But this is essentially how we will start with every single new code. And then I have kind of this setup over here where I just try to use some neutral decorations and all kinds of different colors so that you can kind of see how it works together and judge it for your color scheme and everything. We are starting with this path code, which technically isn't really part of the lineup, but I do actually feel like it really works with the snow. I just used this because I wanted to show you kind of how I have my path laid out and all, but I think especially because of the edges of this path, it actually really works. So if you just want to go for a regular dirt path that you can kind of keep throughout all the seasons, then this one might be it for you, and I will also link this down below. And now, before we dive into these winter codes, I do just want to quickly show you how you can easily test out different versions of the path instead of having to lay it out again and again. So let's go ahead and do that. All you have to do is open up your design portal, type in your creator ID, and then you're basically just going to take the same pieces and overwrite the ones that you already have saved. So let's take the top left corner of this daisy path right here, and then just make sure you overwrite the top left of your already saved code in your app. And then once you exit out, you will see how all of the top left corners are now replaced with the daisy path. And that way you can very easily just lay down one type of pathing and then test out a few different versions without having to just remove it and replace it. And with that, I would say now it's time to look at some path codes. Now let's start with this frozen leaves path. This path comes with all the 9 pieces, an additional piece for the middle, this little patch of dirt, and then also some single tile pieces, as well as these decorations as a separate code. There is a version of this path without any additional decorations, so you could probably mix and match, and then I will show you this path next up, but there is actually the same version with some snowflakes as well. In comparison to the dirt path that I had previously laid down, this one has a much cooler tone, which makes it work a little bit better even in winter. Plus, of course, it has all these frozen leaves, which I think are actually quite close to the weeds. If you look at this one here, the color of them really fits. And so I feel like this blends in super nicely. And as shown in the code overview, you could of course mix and match this with either the regular winter dirt path, or also use the snowflake path and kind of just use a corner of that, and therefore just combine a few different elements, which I think is quite a nice touch. And now let's take a separate look at the version with the snowflakes. The snowflake path comes with all the required 9 pieces, but there's actually 3 different pieces for the middle one. There's this patch of dirt, there's also this patch of dirt without any snowflakes, and as previously mentioned, this is the same creator as the frozen leaves path, as well as this winter dirt pathing, so you could completely mix and match to your liking. I quite honestly can't really tell you which one I prefer. Again, like the one before, of course, as they perfectly match in color, this is once again that like cooler toned winter type of dirt path, which I think works really well. I do quite enjoy that the snowflakes in this one look a little bit more whimsical. I could imagine this working for like a magical fairy core island too. Even though it's like a dirt path, I feel like the little sparkles of the snowflakes, they're really quite charming, I would say. And next up we got this dirt path with snow and flowers. This one comes with all the 9 tiles needed. It also has an entire option for you to implement this as a single tile pathing with the end pieces. There's this patch of dirt and then there's this additional centerpiece as well as these separate paw prints, which are absolutely adorable. Again, I feel like this one works really, really well. It really just looks like a dirt path that's been like frozen over, and there's a little bit of snow, some snow patches on top of it. The colors are a little bit more muted because that just makes sense in winter. And with all the little flowers around the edges, it still has that like kind of maybe even magical touch, but definitely like a softer version. And then I feel like with those flowers being on the path, it also makes sense to just have flowers around the edges. Now with this color scheme, maybe the flowers would be, a different color, not as vibrant. Maybe you would go more for like a pink and white variation, but I really think this is an awesome option that you could definitely consider for your island. And now let's look at this snowy dirt path. For this one, you have all the 9 required pieces. You have an additional like patch of snow and dirt, and then you have additional pieces for the middle, which I think for this one are quite important because you can really make it look like there's snow just on top of a regular dirt path, which I find very exciting. And as you can see, this creator also has a like brick road pathing for winter. I think I'm kind of obsessed with this, especially with the additional middle pieces. I think you could really create something super special and pretty with this. I love how subtle it is, but I love the dirt that's kind of shining through just because it kind of perfectly incorporates the like Stonehenge or the bridge color or any other kind of brown, like any wood or brown tinted stones or something like that. It just makes it work so well, and it truly looks like there was just a regular dirt path and the snow that fell just kind of covers it a little bit. I think this is an absolutely amazing choice for winter. Let's take a look at this snow path next. This snowy path comes with all the necessary 9 pieces. It has 2 different options for the middle piece, a snowy patch, and also the single tile pathing pieces. Now with this one, I personally really like the structure of it. I also like how the border around it really makes it different to the regular snow that comes with the game, if that makes any sense. This is probably just a question of kind of the color scheme that you want. I feel like this also, again, kind of more incorporates the warmer tones, like the browns and some of the yellows and all of that kind of stuff. So I feel like this path kind of opens up the possibility of using kind of those colors as well, and I really like it. And next up is this frozen dirt path. This one comes with all the necessary 9 pieces, and it has this additional patch of dirt or like winter path plus an additional middle piece. Now, as you can see, this is exactly the color of the trees and the weeds, which I think makes this look super cool. I kind of feel like it's a frozen over dirt path in that sense. Like, I think that's what it's supposed to be. And I think it's super cute. And also, I find that this one is quite magical. Like, this one would work so well on like a fairy core island or like really a frozen one where you like really only use certain colors like blue and some whites, and that I just find the color so special. And here we have the snowy path with flowers. With this one, you have all the 9 tiles plus an additional option for the centerpiece and this little patch of dirt or snow. When I implemented this and exited the app, I literally said, oh, because I really think this is so cute. It just perfectly blends into the snow. It has the exact same shade as like the trees around it and the weeds. So I feel like this really, like the color of it just makes sense, and it's so soft and so pretty, and it's still, I don't know, this could be like a dirt path that's like frozen over. It could be like a grass one. It could actually be just piles of snow. but it includes those little flowers and it makes it so soft and so pretty that this one might actually be one of my favorites. I don't know why, but it just really captures me, and I'm a big fan of this, and all the like icy blue and green colors make me really happy for some reason. And next up is this snowy pavement code. This one comes with all the necessary 9 pieces and an additional piece for the middle. I do think it is intended to be kind of like a pavement or a road that's like frozen over and there's snow on top, but I also think that you could get away with this being like a dark dirt pathing with snow on top. I really quite like it. I, once again, like the color of it. I think it perfectly balances out the very much colder tone gray in the middle, and then has that like dark brown edging, which makes it work with a bunch of different items and colors. And especially, let's say your decorations are very much more urban or like a city, I feel like this could make a lot of sense and look really good. And next up is this snowy stone path. This stone path comes with all the necessary 9 pieces, and the creator has a bunch of other winter coats as well. I'm honestly amazed at how different of a vibe this is compared to the dirt pathings, but I absolutely love this one too. I also find that for this particular stone path, the shape is really good. Like usually with stone or like brick pathing, sometimes the shape can be a little bit off, but I feel like it really works quite well for this one. And then I really like how cold toned this is, like how actually gray. So like in comparison to the Stonehenge here, I find that the stone path here works a lot better for winter, and I really quite love the way that it looks. And now let's continue with this other stone path. This version comes with all the necessary 9 pieces and has these 2 additional pieces. There's also another version of like a more city path. And as a side note, this is my absolute favorite creator when it comes to filler codes, because they have these amazing leaf codes in all the different color variations. This version here has a bit of a different color scheme to the one that I just showed you, but I also absolutely love this one. There's also kind of piles of snow on this, so once again, it works really well with the snow that's surrounding it, and as you can see here with Stonehenge, it also opens up the possibility of some warmer tones as well. So it just ties in like warmer toned stone items or also like wooden items, and I really like this. And when I look at this one, again, I really like the shape of it. I think that the loose bricks or loose stones around the edges are really nice. And when I look at this, it just kind of screams like a market atmosphere to me. So this could work really well on your island. And here we got this broken up stone path. Now this one comes with all the necessary 9 pieces. It has a few additional pieces for the middle as well as these single tile pieces. And as you can see, there's a few different color variations that actually could also work in winter. Now, as you can see, this one is not necessarily made for winter, but I feel like it really does work well. So again, we got that like kind of shading that works really well with the more warmer toned stone items or like the wooden items. And this one is a path that you could even keep throughout the entire year, or you could just implement different color variations of it depending on kind of what season you're in and what you think works best with the grass. I kind of think this works pretty well. And once again, the broken up pieces around the edges really tie this in with the snow style. And next up, let's look at these colorful tiles. Now this version, as you can see, has a few more than 9 tiles because it has like 2 different versions for the top left as well as the bottom right piece, and then there's 3 different pieces for the center. Okay, maybe colorful isn't exactly right, but you get the idea with the path versions that I just showed you before this, that this is definitely more colorful. But I really like this. Again, the colors in the path really open up lots and lots of possibilities. It is a kind of cooler down tile path, but also it includes some orange. So again, I find that wood items, etc. really work well. And with the right aesthetic that you have going on your island, this could be the perfect path for you, you know, especially with all the little snowflakes around the border. It does definitely give off those winter vibes that I absolutely love. And here is the white brick pathing. There are 9 different tiles to this white brick path, including these 2 like brick patches. Now, as you can see, this one is super subtle, and it might not be what you're looking for, but I feel like, especially because once again, if you compare it to like the bridge, it does have that slight like warm undertone, that it could actually be regular bricks that are just completely like frozen over and there's like snow on it, which I feel like makes this super, super nice. Also, I feel like because it's so subtle and the edges really do blend into the snow, this really works pretty well and the shape really looks kind of awesome. So if you're making more of like an urban core island and you need like a brick path, I think this is a good option for you. And here's this flower snow path. This flowery version comes with all the necessary 9 pieces, the single tile pieces with end pieces, and you can implement the flower circle and a small flower circle. And as you can see, this is the same creator as the snow path and this white brick path that we saw before. So there's lots and lots of different options. Now, I feel like this would be the right moment to tell you that obviously if you implement this on your island, your decorations might definitely look different. And I think that for this one, let's say you have like an elegant core island, or you have something with like fairies, something more magical and very elegant and soft going on. This one would be so much better than with like my colorful flowers and like rustic looking wooden items. But honestly, I think you can already see how good this path looks. I love the texture on it because it really makes it more look like a fabric, like a silk or lace coat more than a like dirt path or something. And then the flowers around the edges and then all the different variations and sizes of this pathing that are available would make this so useful and so easy to implement that I really wanted to include this. And I think this definitely, you know, deserves the mention for sure. And now let's take a look at this more sparkly version. This version actually gives you a bunch of options because all the corner pieces have this more outgoing and then the more like inward kind of option. And there's also an entire single tile path with the ending pieces. There's 2 separate versions for the middle piece, and there's also this patch of snow right here. Now, you might very well know this about me, but pink is definitely not my favorite color, but let me tell you, I am obsessed with this pathing. When I downloaded this, I wasn't quite sure if I was gonna like it because, you know, whenever there's like a more colorful or like artificial looking path, I'm not quite sure. With this one though, I absolutely love it. I think this is like the perfect path if you're doing a like whimsical fairy core island, if you're maybe transitioning like a spring core island to like winter, because it still incorporates the yellow and the pink patches. I feel like this is just beautiful. And then all the different options that this creator gave you with like single tile pathings and then the different corner pieces, you're gonna find something and find like a shape that you absolutely love. And here we have this pastel flower path. For this one, there's all the different 9 tiles as well as this single patch of flowers. And with this one, we got another contestant for like a fairy core or whimsical or just soft colored island. Obviously the flower colors around this I think would be a little bit different to what I have right here, but I think you can see how well this works in the snow, especially the blue flowers in the path really implement this and incorporate this into the more toned down colors of winter. And I think that if this is the type of vibe that you're going for, is this more like soft colored and magical vibe, then you know this one right here might just be the perfect option for you. And with that, I would say thank you so much for watching. Please go ahead and make sure that you give all the love to these awesome creators. Hello, Lyman. Oh my god, look at him. So cute. He's also here to say bye-bye to you. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you like this type of content, and if you want to see more in the future, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And then I hope you have an awesome time until I see you in the next video. Bye everyone.